When I was 19 years old, I found myself sitting across the table from an older lady named Brenda, a personal loan officer. She had white hair, round glasses, a blue dress, and a classic watch. She was the face of the company, dedicated to helping people get the loans they needed, no questions asked. At that point in my life, I was desperate. I needed $8,000 but had no idea where to find it. So I called up the personal loan lender. Brenda answered the phone. After a brief description and explaining my situation, she began to shift through her calendar, trying to find a spot to fit me in. She found one. The next day, I arrived at their office right at 9 a.m. sharp. She opened the door and let me in. As I stepped inside, I took a look at the walls. It was pictures of smiling people with quotes reading, "You deserve to be happy," or "Ready to be financially free?" The smell of cheap coffee filled the room as I was feeling the weight of the situation. Brenda began preparing the loan documents as I nervously sipped my lukewarm water bottle. My heart was pounding. Deep down, I knew this wasn't the right choice, but it was something I had to do. We sat down, and as the documents were being printed, we made small talk. "Got any fun plans this weekend?" she asked. I played along. I just wanted to get through this. Finally, we agreed on the loan terms. At that time, I had a credit score of 720, but I didn't have a lot of credit history. $8,000 for 60 months with a monthly payment of $268.74 with a 32% interest rate. I signed the papers, and within hours, I received the email notification of the direct deposit hitting my account. At that point, I was in my car. I sighed of relief, but then the tears started to build up. I felt that moment was rock bottom, but that was only the beginning. Now that I'm in the finance world, I look back and realize a huge portion of my monthly payments was only interest. In fact, when we break it down and look back, I was probably paying around $174 just in interest of the total monthly payment. Remember, my total monthly payment was $268.74. That's roughly 65% of my total monthly payment just on interest. I felt like I was funding the owner's vacation instead of paying off my own debt. This was a perfect example of bad debt. This is a word that makes some people sweat and others strategize. But here's the deal, not all debt is bad. In fact, smart debt can make you richer while bad debt can keep you broke. Now let's break down the two so that you can use debt to your advantage. But let's remember, I am not a financial advisor, so please do your own research as the information that I'm providing you is based on my own personal experience. All right, now let's start with good debt. The type of debt that builds wealth, increases your net worth, and helps you make money over time. This is the kind of debt that works for you instead of against you. I have two examples of good debt. Number one, business loans. Borrowing money to start or grow a business can be powerful, but only if you plan to turn a profit. For example, let's suppose that you take out a $50,000 loan to expand on a business that's already making money. If that expansion brings $200,000 or more from the expansion, then that was a good investment. Number two, real estate. Taking on a mortgage for a home that appreciates or a rental property that has positive cash flow is classic good debt. For example, you purchase a $200,000 rental property and put down a 20% down payment and finance the rest. Let's say your mortgage is $1,200 a month and you bring in $1,800 a month. That's positive cash flow plus equity growth. But we all know as of today, that's really not realistic investment. We all should put our money into investments that appreciate. Using debt to invest in things that gain value over time, like real estate or a business, is a game changer. But using debt for things that lose value, that's where we get in trouble. Now, let's flip the script. Let's talk about bad debt. And what is it? This is the amount of leverage that loses value, drains your bank account, and leaves you in a trap of endless payment cycles. Now let's break down the worst offenders. Number one, personal loans. You already know my story. Number two, high interest credit cards. Credit cards can be a financial trap because it has insanely high interest rates, oftentimes 20% or more. And it's a revolving monthly line. Example, if you charge a total of $5,000 and only make the minimum payments, you'll end up paying $10,000 over time. That's crazy. Number three, car loans. Here's a fact. The second you drive off that parking lot after purchasing a car, it instantly loses 10 to 20% of value. When I graduated college, I made this mistake of purchasing a very expensive car that I knew I couldn't afford. But to be fair, that was a gift to myself as a reward for graduating college. I love my car and I wouldn't trade it for the world. I just wish I had a plan into being more strategic. And that's why this video is being created. For example, let's suppose that you finance a $50,000 luxury car. In 5 years, it's worth $25,000, but you're still making payments. Meanwhile, someone who purchased a $15,000 reliable car is still making payments, but is stacking up cash. How to take control of your finances. Now, I already know some of you are thinking, bro, I already have loans. What do I do? Before you get upset and close this video, just stay for a few more minutes so I can give you 4 tips on what to do. Number 1, prioritize paying off high interest balances. Start with the credit cards or personal loans. Number 2, use the snowball method. Pay off the small balances to help build momentum. Number 3, avoid making unnecessary payments. If it's not essential and won't grow your wealth, think twice. Maybe even think 3 times. I already know that y'all like going to the club every weekend or purchasing that new video game that comes out. You can still have fun, just calm it down a little bit. Number 4, leverage smart borrowing. If you take on financing, please make sure it generates income or grows your wealth. So here's the takeaway. It's not about borrowing altogether, but it's how you use it and if you use it wisely. Smart moves create growth. Poor choices keep you stuck. Now I want to hear from you. Have you ever used financing to build wealth, or have you fell into the costly traps? Drop a comment below. If this video has helped you, do me a favor and hit that like, subscribe button, and notification bell so that you'll never miss a drop. Also, share it with 3 friends you believe that can benefit from this video. I hope you take care, and I'll see you in the next one.